Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. A couple of items before I get into today's subject. First of all, I want to shout out a thank you to a commenter, Turbo Jones. Not really a comment, more of a suggestion, but it was a suggestion how to make my vlog titles better, to make them more searchable, easier for people to find, attract new viewers and hopefully new subscribers. So, Turbo Jones, I'm going to try to do it. Can't say I'll always succeed, but it's a good idea. I'm going to try to do it. That's the first item. Now, the second item is I want to talk about something that I read that changed my mind about something that I said. So I expressed an opinion in an earlier vlog, and I have now changed my mind based on this person's argument. So I want to get to that first. In an earlier vlog, I had said that if the House impeaches Donald Trump and then it goes to trial in the Senate, that the Republicans should conduct that trial the same way they were forced to conduct the trial of Bill Clinton, because you need 2/3 votes to remove a president from office. And even though the Republicans had the majority then, as they do now, they didn't have the necessary 2/3 votes to remove Bill Clinton without Democratic votes. So they were forced to accede to Democratic demands on how that trial would be conducted, one of which was that there would be no live witnesses, no opportunity for cross-examination, that testimony would be limited solely to videotaped depositions, recordings of Monica Lewinsky and whoever else, just making statements, no chance for a cross-examination. And I had said that because that's how the Democrats forced the Republicans to conduct the trial of Bill Clinton, that the Republicans should turn the tables this time and impose the same conditions on the Democrats. Now, I've changed my mind, and I want to tell you why. So it's because of a vlog. The person's name is Lawrence Person, and it's called Battle Swarm Blog. That's his blog. Did I say vlog? It's blog. It's an internet blog, not a YouTube vlog. Let me read you the part that changed my mind. Now, first of all, the Democrats may be, this is one of the points that he made, but I'm not going to put a quote up about it, but that the Democrats seem to be under some kind of impression that they would, well, Nancy Pelosi anyhow, that this might be part of her strategy, that if there is a Senate trial, that it would go very quickly, that they would interview a few witnesses, and then the Republicans would vote, at least the Republicans, all of them, would vote against removing Donald Trump from office. But in any case, the whole matter would be out of Nancy Pelosi's hands. She would have satisfied the extreme left of her base by saying, well, you wanted your impeachment, you wanted your trial, okay, you had it, case closed. But it may not be as quick as they think, and there's a trap that she may have, or that the House may be walking into. Let me go to the quotes now, the part that changed my mind. That means that being the Senate trial, if it's held because the House impeaches, that means a real trial presided over by Chief Justice John Roberts. That also means, and this was the part that I missed, that President Trump's defense team will probably be able to compel witnesses to testify, and given the constitutional nature of the proceedings, it is entirely possible that witnesses will not be able to plead Fifth Amendment rights and refuse such testimony. Let the Senate call James Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Representative Adam Schiff, Hunter Biden, Andrew McCabe, Bruce and Nellie Orr, and every Fusion, GPS, and CrowdStrike employee involved in both the Russian collusion hoax and Hunter Biden's crooked dealings in the Ukraine. The Clinton impeachment lasted a month, had 13 House members stating the case for the prosecution, and dealt with a much narrower case and criteria. There's no reason a Trump impeachment wouldn't take 3 to 6 times as long for a much more complex and sprawling case. If Democrats want an impeachment, let's give them an impeachment good and hard. This is what changed my mind, that I now think that if there is going to be a trial, that it should be full speed ahead, and the Republicans should call all these people, make them testify about the Steele dossier, the provenance of the Russian collusion hoax, everything. They won't be able to, if this is correct, plead the Fifth Amendment. They won't be able to refuse to testify. And it will all come up. A real trap, a real can of worms. So that changed my mind. Whenever something changes my mind, I think, in all honesty, I should, fess up, come forward and say that something changed my mind. So that's what I did. Now, today's subject is about the Ukraine flap again, the Ukraine affair, the conversation between President Trump and President Zelensky of the Ukraine. This is something that I caught that nobody has mentioned. And I did, well, one of the good things about the internet is you read articles and vlogs and, well, some of these people have their own websites, prominent people, lawyers, experts on this subject or that subject, and you would be surprised how many of them, if you email them, you would think, well, they're too busy, too famous to respond, but they do respond. So I wrote to a very well-known, on TV all the time, writes lots of articles, legal expert about what I'm going to say, because I'm not a lawyer, to ask if I had a point. This person said that I did have a point. I wish I could tell you who the person is, but it was a private email correspondence, and I did ask for permission to state the name, and I said, if you don't give me permission, well, if you say no, I won't do it. If you say yes, I will, but if you don't say anything, I'll just assume that the answer is no. A larger reason why I do this is because even though I'm just starting out, I only get a few views. If this vlog ever gained traction and got popular where people wanted to talk to me, I want people to be assured, people who want to remain anonymous, that I would keep them anonymous. So that's why I'm doing it. But, well, you can judge for yourself whether I'm right, but I'm just saying that this lawyer, it wasn't a straight statement that I'm correct, but that I do have a valid point here. So this is what it is. So I'm going to put up the quotes from the parts of that phone call that everybody, well, that the Democrats are harping on and that they want to impeach him on. We start out with Zelensky. We are ready to continue to cooperate for the next step. Specifically, we are almost ready to buy more javelins from the United States for defense purposes. And then Trump says, I would like you to do us a favor because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike and then on. That part's not relevant. I would just say right here that, well, it's obvious that he's talking about wanting to get to the bottom of some corruption. CrowdStrike, if you're not following this or if you're not familiar, they are the ones that supposedly, well, they were the ones that were supposed to investigate the Clinton server that had all these emails that mysteriously got lost. They issued a report, but the FBI just accepted whatever they said. They never got hold of the actual server to do a forensic analysis themselves. So obviously that raises questions. That's, to me, is what they were talking about. But what I want to get to is, I'll put these quotes up again one at a time, but you'll notice that I bolded. It's not in the original memo or the quote. I I bolded a couple of words. Zelensky, we are ready to continue to cooperate, blah, blah, blah. We are almost ready to buy more javelins, so on and so forth. Trump, I would like you to do us a favor because our country. The point that I raised with this legal expert is that when Zelensky says we are ready to continue and we are almost ready to buy Javelin missiles, I think it's pretty obvious that Zelensky does not have a personal missile collection to which he wants to add some Javelin missiles. It's not a request for him. He is speaking as the president of the Ukraine, making a request for the Ukraine. Nothing to do with him personally. That's obvious. So if you're talking about a single conversation, two quotes that are adjacent to each other, one immediately following the other, plus just plain English, well, here's what Trump says. I would like you to do us a favor because our country has been through a lot. So the point I'm making here, that this legal expert said I had a point about, was that it's obvious to me that Trump was not making a request for Donald Trump personally. It was a request on behalf of the United States for a favor for the United States, which to me obviously was to investigate this corruption, because Ukraine may still have a reputation for corruption. You had a corrupt previous president, or at least that was the allegation. Zelensky was specifically elected on his pledge to fight corruption. So it's perfectly reasonable, I believe, for Trump to ask Zelensky to make good on his pledge to fight corruption. And so again, it's obvious to me that both presidents, when they use the plural instead of the singular, they are not talking about themselves, they are talking about their country. I hope, well, if there is, I hope there's not going to be an impeachment trial, but if there is, I hope somebody will bring this up. So if you're watching this and you have any connection with Donald Trump or anybody close to him, please get this to him, because I think it's an important matter that, well, they have pretty smart lawyers there anyhow, I'm sure, but just in case, just to be sure. That's it for today. Thanks for stopping by as always. Thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with anybody you think would benefit from the video too. If you have any comments, if you think I'm right or you think I'm completely wrong, or if you have a suggestion, as Turbo Jones did, how to make my vlogs better, put those in the comments too, in the comment section below the video. If you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. And finally, come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing all of you and maybe a few more people besides. And until that next time, thanks for stopping by once again, and bye.